To be on time is to be late. To be
Yes.
early is to be on time.
And to be late, as long as you do it when you cute, it's all good. It don't matter.
Yes.
We here. That's all that matters.
Amen.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Miss Green Eyes Net from Culture Club Conversations. I missed you guys. I hope you missed me as much as I missed you. And over here is my cousin, like no other.
Marilyn Monroe. And to the nasty people is the Marilyn, the real Marilyn Monroe. If you're nasty.
If you know, you know.
Yes, if you know, you know.
So we're on here tonight. We actually have a topic to talk about, which I don't even want to bring up the topic yet because we're going to hold off on the topic because we're actually waiting for our cousin Rem to join us to do the topic session. So in order to not be super late and not to make you guys super mad, we decided to jump on and do some questions because I love that part and it's so real. We get to talk about real situations that people want to talk about that people don't talk about. So, what you want? You want me to go first,
Um,
or you?
sure.
Okay, let me pick one. It says, "Did you ever get warned by someone that the person you were dating wasn't any good for like you per se?" So I'm gonna say yeah, because I think we all do, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I think we all get warned by somebody, and it's just all the way you take it. Like the person may take it as, like me, let's be honest, when people say things to me about the person that I'm with, I'm thinking, oh, you're the scorn extra hating. You're just saying that because you want to have a chance to come back and you not trying to let him move on. Like, I've taken it that way, but I've also lost out too by not listening to my warning because let's be real, had I had listened to some warnings, I wouldn't even be in some of the situations that I was in. So I think it's all just the way we interpret the way that the person is delivering the message.
Okay, what's up? I see you. I see you.
Number one
I,
thing.
number one fan. Number one. So, greetings. He said, "Greetings, beautiful people. Greetings back to you, beautiful king."
Back to
Um,
you and hit us. We need you to be on. I don't even know why you still waiting for real, but
yeah. So, what we are doing is taking a moment because my our cousin Rem is running a little bit behind. So we pulled from a still from our um email of questions. We're just asking the questions. We're not doing the scenarios. We're just doing the questions,
yes.
just to kind of get through a lot of the questions that we had come through. So the question was again, repeat.
Did you ever get warned by someone that the person you were dating wasn't any good for you? Like somebody came to you and said, "Yo, that dude ain't right. He sleep around," or "That girl ain't right. She like your homeboy." Like,
So
and if you
my,
did, how did you feel, Marilyn? If
the
it happened
answer
to you?
to that for me, yes, I have been warned about different guys that I've dated. Um, Not all the time, but like I've been warned. But every warning is not just like real. Everyone has different experiences with. It could be the same man. The same man is different for each person. Certain things, certain habits, certain way of life is consistent, but sometimes you get a different version of that person. As for who told me, I factor in a lot of things. Like you have to be totally someone reputable in order for me to really believe, excuse me, anything that you tell me. If you're telling me out of hate, anger, being disrespectful, whatever, then I no, like your percentage, you're like Wikipedia. You're not like, I'm not using you as a reference or to feel like it's the truth. You're not a reliable source. Even if you were a main source, you're telling me and your actions and your lifestyle says something different, you're not credible. No,
Right.
I'm not gonna take that. It's gonna be like a grain of salt.
Hmm.
I will definitely notate some things in my head. However, I'm a smart girl, and granted, I ain't perfect, but I'm a smart girl, so I'm gonna be able to identify But I'm not going to hold on to if, in fact, you are saying these things from a nasty place, from a hurt place, especially if, in fact, in my case, because I don't date outside of that. But in my case, if it was, in fact, I don't have that experience with them, period. Um, yeah. So,
Right, and you
I
may
mean,
not have
yes
that
and
experience
no.
with
Yes
him.
and no, I guess. I mean,
Right.
very
Because it just
rarely.
so happened for me, it came true. Like I was warned, like, oh, the same thing's gonna happen to you, and lo and behold, I'm living in that reality. So
I
sometimes it does come from a hateful place, but they are honestly trying to warn you, but they're hurt at that time, and I didn't listen. And
I said he was warned about his fiance, and he believes the past is the past. Like I believe that too.
and see, I
However,
think that's where we are. That's where me and you, Marilyn, are in agreement. Like the past
yeah,
is the past. We try to have a clean slate, but
to
should
a
we have
degree,
just listened just a
degree,
little bit?
to a degree, a clean slate to a degree. However, again, it depends on who's talking. Now, if you all over the place, crazy as all outdoors, as my dad says, he always says, "You crazy as all outdoors." If you crazy as all outdoors, and you just like, again, you're not reputable for me. I just can't. Like, if you're coming at me, just trying to ruin, or especially if in fact you didn't get rid of them, they got rid of you. Then you wanted them. You would
Hmm.
have still been there had they not have changed their minds on you. So I
Right,
just
and that's the
can't. Like I
thing.
just can't. I can't.
And see, that's
Um,
the thing for me. Like my situation, I came into play because it was a better situation for the person, and it still happened to me later in life, like years later.
yeah,
So, I mean,
true. I've had that too. I've been with someone that I was informed, but the information didn't come from a nasty place. It came from a place of them telling me a story about this person, and again, I notated, I keep it noted, and it started to show. And I was just like, hold up, on April 8th, 1996, you told me, like, it starts to come into fruition. So then I'm like, okay. I said, put in mind that person that told me bad things about your spouse had said bad things about you to your spouse. So yeah, that person's
yeah, I
talking
mean,
about
and that's true
everybody.
too. That's true too, because that same person could be going back and forth between the both of you. Yes,
Talking
that's
about
totally
everybody.
understood. Good
Yes.
point. I like
Yes.
that.
Yes.
Okay, let's do another question. Your turn.
Oh,
Your
and by the
turn.
way, by the way, I'm an ex of a few. However, I would never tell the next woman anything. I let her find out for herself.
Hmm.
I'm not
Which
telling
is
you
the
a
best
thing.
way to do it at this point because
I'm not a gatekeeper, but at the same time, I'm just not at the gate at all.
I'm not at the gate trying to help you.
Nope,
No.
I ain't telling you nothing.
Exactly. What I say, I can't see it.
He said, my relationship is my relationship. I don't care about what anyone else has to say. I'll put an eye on spouse, life, and people are unpredictable. And that's true.
It is. It is, no doubt. People are unpredictable and that in my situation, I was warned it happened to me and the unpredictability of it was a physical altercation. Like, who
Wow.
knows? That's how things happen. Like, it's life. You got to live and learn.
Go,
Uh,
go,
uh,
go
uh.
for your bridges. Mm, mm. What is
That
this
used to be my
stuff?
song.
Okay.
So let's do one of your questions.
Okay, so one of my questions I chose from our email is, how soon would you introduce your new girlfriend or boyfriend to your friends and your family and your children? So what I'll let you start off and say it.
It depends. You definitely got to feel the person out. You got to know the person. It depends on how it starts too. Like, did you start as you guys met and you're just strictly starting a date, or did you start and you met and you're friends and that's all you're gonna be? Because person in my friend zone, they meet my kids later in life, like maybe years later, because we're just friends. Like there's no need for you to meet my kids or for my kids to be like, dang, mommy got know a lot of friends. Like, because for me, it's
Not an
a
uncle.
little bit different. I don't have brothers, so I never had that male person to be
Oh,
around or ask advice. So I have a lot of homeboys because I'm able to ask for advice and have some protection. You know what I'm saying? But it's different.
okay.
Like I would say a relationship, maybe within like the 6 months that you fell in the person, it's time to maybe introduce them to the kids, but then also how old are the kids? Because my
Okay.
kids are older, so it's easier for me to say I would introduce somebody to my kids nowadays. But I got all girls and one boy, so at one point in time, it took a long time for you to meet my girls because I don't play that. Like I just don't play that. You're not just
I
meeting my
said
girls.
it depends on have you to learn about the person before introducing anybody. I agree. Like
Yeah.
you definitely have to know the
Yeah,
person
I need to
to
know
a
you
certain
first.
yeah. But for me, I don't have a timeline on when you should start anything. A lot of people say, when should you start? Oh, and people say, oh, a year. Like, how can you put like this timeline?
Right,
Like, who makes this stuff up? Like, where is this written?
right.
I'd say you introduce um I don't know. For me, I guess I'm not gonna tell someone when to do it. Do it when you want to. You can do it tomorrow
I
if you
mean,
met
it's a
tonight.
feeling. You'll know. You'll know if
But
it's like a
I know
relationship.
it takes several months to a year for me.
Mm,
I'm just not in the habit of bringing people to um my family or my like kids. Like I just
right.
even
That's
after
some
like several
sacred
months.
stuff.
No, because my relationship with someone is definitely time always tells everything. And I think it definitely takes some time. And you just can't really because representatives show up for several
Yeah.
months.
And I definitely know some people in my life that I've known since high school that still don't know my kids.
Ooh,
So, and it's cool with that. I'm cool with that. Like, it's a reason why you didn't meet my kids. So,
wow.
I'm okay with that. Like everybody does not get to come inside your personal circle. They
Nope,
just don't. Like
not at
you
all.
have the right to guard your people. So,
Yeah,
and that's what I choose to do. Like everybody doesn't know my kids just because you can say that's Lynette, but you can't say I know her kids. You ever met her kids? Everybody doesn't know.
I rarely even try to post my children on social media. Like really, I just don't. Because I just don't want to hurt nobody. I
And
don't
see,
want
I'm so different
what
because
TT say. I didn't want to hurt nobody. I ain't want to hurt nobody.
And see, I'm so different because my kids are social media active, so they be doing TikToks and stuff like, "Mommy, come on, come on." So
I said he
you
thinks you have to know the intention of the partner so that you won't regret doing the introduction. And for people that's going to be like temporary in your life, like you just don't want to
right,
do a whole like this is a person that I'm serious about,
right,
and then next month they gone.
right, and I totally agree with that too. Like when it comes to a relationship, it's a feeling.
But some
You'll
people like
know.
to introduce, and some people just really love to
But be like,
take your
this is
time,
my boo.
take your time.
I
Hmm.
mean, and I don't know why, because that's a whole nother topic, but that's why things happen to people and families because you brought somebody in your life too soon and introduced them to your family too soon. Like,
What's up, KWU? He just dropped in. Hey, y'all. He said, everyone that's
hey,
on here, please check out KWU Productions. He has a super dope and amazing podcast. He is super dope and amazing. He's very consistent with his podcast. And he's just amazing. He's from up north, up top, and from Delaware. And he represents and supports, and we shall do the same.
that's
So
definitely
please,
a part of the DMV. That's
yeah.
definitely a part of the DMV.
Yeah, the extended part.
Yes.
Definitely look at WU Productions on YouTube as well as on Facebook. And he also has, I believe, Instagram. So thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. So what's the next? What's your question?
Okay, this one says,
What's up,
how old,
Avalon?
and this is going to chime into the children.
Oh.
How old is too old to let your child stay with you? Also, what do you think is fair for them to contribute?
So let me get in where I fit in. Sit in. Listen. Okay. So as far as children staying at home, I feel like it definitely has to be a well, it depends on, I guess, the parents, really, because some parents feel more comfortable to have their children close. Like, really, in this day and time, it's, some parents need their children close. They need the monitoring, they need to feel like they have some sort of a control part of, you know, their child. So they make it comfortable for their child to, just kind of like save, live, contribute here and there, that type of thing. So as far as, again, in my opinion, as a mom of four sons, I'm not here to tell someone when to tell your child to move out. I feel like children that needs to be at home, as long as they need to be at home, should have that security and assurance and support from their parents, because I'm pretty sure children really just don't want to be at home if they can help it. Some children don't care, but if you have a child that's really trying to thrive and like have goals toward wanting to move forward, but just need that extra time and at home, go for it. Like, parents, you should support that. However, yes, there should be rules in a sense of respect of the house, respect of the bills and the water, electricity, and all of that stuff. And then also to provide support with payment. It should be some type, like, parents, some parents let their kids stay at home and pay nothing and just save. That's wonderful. But I believe it's in love to ask your child to discipline themselves for the future, to pay a bill or a few bills, whatever it is that is designed for your family, your household. So it depends. I'm not here to tell you to kick your child out at 18 after graduation day. Nope. If that child needs that security and comfort to be at home for however long, as long as it works for everybody.
Mine is the same. I have well, the culture doesn't know. I have a son at home. He's 23 and I have five girls and one boy, so he's my only son and we live in Baltimore City. So I would prefer for my son to be close to me at the moment and he's doing amazing. He's
Yeah.
working. He's a dad of a son. Go figure. So he's taking care of him and he is ready to move out. Like he's actually in the process of looking within the next couple of months. They are supposed to be moving, which is a little more overwhelming for me than them because he is my only boy. And
Yeah.
I truly think that after raising girls, boys are harder to get to be at the maturity level of a girl because my oldest daughter's 27 and she's already out and about doing her own thing, trying to purchase a house. So she's a whole different type of
I'm
human being.
doing my own thing.
But
Okay.
for my son, we can speak on because this is actively happening to me. So he is assigned bills that he is responsible for, and he pays them every month. That's his responsibility because now he has my grandson to take care of, and
Right.
we do what's best for us. But he also has chores. He has to take the trash out, the recycling out. He has to cut the grass. We walk the dog. And if my car needs to be washed, although I love to wash my own car for therapy, but that's a me thing. But he'll
Mhm.
do that. Like it's just he still does the boy things. He still carries the groceries in the house. He still helps
Yeah.
his sisters
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
car. Like
And
he's such a
those for adult children are called expectations. Like, chores,
right,
you can get paid for this. It's
right.
expectation. I expect for you to do what's
Right,
right.
right. And
I
I say
expect the
chores
things you
because he's
do
still my
in
damn,
your
they
own
still my,
house.
yeah, and I say chores because they still my kids in my
Yeah.
brain. Like they so grown, but I'm like, you got a responsibility. And they
So
all,
hold on. I just said, can I introduce the Bible into this? And absolutely, you can. So he said, Proverbs 22:6, train up a child in the ways that he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. And that's absolutely right. It's important to raise your child so that they can fly. Absolutely.
It
Every
is.
child, every child is different though. Like some
Mm-hmm.
children have setbacks, significant
Right.
setbacks. Some circumstances are different. Some children actually are afraid to leave because they don't want to leave their parent because they're saving their parent. Some
Mm-hmm.
children stay because their parents' health or mental health. They
Mm-hmm.
worry about their parent, and vice it could be vice versa.
Right. The
So
child became the parent.
yeah, so sometimes, and then some parents set their children back. I know parents back in the day, because you know I'm an '80s baby. So back in the day when your parents was using your credit and you
Forget
didn't
it.
jack your child's credit all up,
All the way up.
your child got cars they ain't never drive.
The
They got
baby got a light bill. They
they
don't know
got
nothing
houses
about
they
it.
ain't never been in. They got light bills they ain't never seen the day of light. And some parents set their children back in that regard, in credit and things like that. So it's just like, you know, show the mercy, show the fairness, be fair, be understanding, especially if you don't plan to like depart from this house and it's not gonna kill nobody. Because if you push your child out the nest too soon, you know, too soon or you're very prematurely, you can regret it. So I think it's important to allow your child the opportunity because everything is different. You know, every child, every situation is different. So always consider the factors and just not think a certain age. You know, so that's what it is. And yes, Rockwall Mom says facts, and it is facts. It's
It
very much
is.
facts.
It really is facts, and that's well said because like my kids, like I said, they're different. Like I raised them how I was raised, so they're respectful and they know what's expected of them. And he knows, my son knows that he doesn't have to be here. I don't have to let him be here, but he's not an issue at all. Like he's it's my kid
Yeah,
staying here. Like I mean, I don't want him to leave, but they're ready to leave, and that's cool with me. I'm gonna be supportive, although I am the mom that's like, try to stay local because you're gonna need me, so I don't want to be coming
right,
far.
right.
So
I said you had to teach them death can come at any time. Believe me, absolutely. Absolutely. We have our cousin entering the room. Boom!
okay,
Guess who stepped in the room?
I ain't
She
there
not
yet.
in. She not even in her room.
I
she's
am.
not even in the
Well, you
room.
a ghost. You a ghost.
Can
Yeah,
you hear
for
me?
real.
I see the living room set in the or the great room set.
Hold
I'm
on.
You
I'm here.
disappeared.
I
You
don't know
just
why
said,
I don't know why the camera. Hold on, let me try again. Wait a minute.
wow. I said I started getting my things at age 15. Wow.
that's
Why
good.
am
That's
And
I
see,
not? Why
impressive.
can't y'all see me? That's weird. I don't
that
know.
is weird.
Go out and come back in.
Okay, I'm gonna go and come back in. See
Okay.
y'all.
Yeah. But
And
yeah, like
see, that is so true
that's
because
impressive.
the era that we grew up in, we couldn't wait to work at 15. We wanted our work permit. We wanted to do this and that. Like kids don't have that drive like we did anymore.
Well, let me
Like,
tell you this. I worked at age ever since I was 10. I was hustling. I was hustling newspapers. I wanted to work. I didn't have to work. Let's be clear. My parents, I never had to work. I wanted to work. And I got that hustle ever since. And I get kind of tickled because people that are just starting to work are like, you know, a day's work is so much for them in addition to us doing the things that we do outside of work. And it's like,
right,
yeah, this is
right,
nothing. This is light work for me. I'm
right,
used to a full 26-hour day. And you
right.
know, they don't exist.
But because of all this technology, it's not even like we were when we were younger. Like everything was so much more physical. It's so laid back and easy right now.
So I said a great point, and this is something I discuss with my children often. He said we pray for the best for them, but we should prepare them for the worst. I agree.
Yeah.
I always tell my sons, I teach them, I raise them, I talk to them. And I always tell my sons, the goal is for you to live without me. I raise you to be able to not need a woman, not need an individual of any sort to take care of you because you don't know how to maneuver yourself. Your mom taught you that. I
Right.
taught you that. But the goal is to raise them so that they don't rely on you forever.
Right.
Some parents, they find importance in when their child is at whatever age, always still mommy in them and on their breast.
Mm-hmm.
But I find that it's like really like you really did your child a disservice, because your child should not be on your breast, not knowing how to maneuver in life at a certain age. Oh,
Right. Especially nowadays. Like, you definitely really
she
have to
casket
set your
sharp.
child up for
She
success.
casket sharp. She casket sharp. She casket sharp.
What the hell?
You got you.
Girl, please don't look, please don't ever say that to me. Please. It's too much of that going around. Please.
Oh shucks. No, not
Please
that.
don't.
No, but you sharp.
What? Girl bye. Girl bye.
Oh gosh, that was funny. You was like,
I
what?
was like, what did she say? I had to
No.
turn it on my phone because I don't know what's going on with my computer.
She coming here with the red lip, the red.
Y'all know
cheek.
I like red lips.
Girl, but you came in here looking like a laga.
Well, we can leave the questions if you want to.
We got questions? What's
We
going
had
on?
questions. We were gonna not get on to the topic of what about your friends until you came on board. So we're about to jump in this what about your friends topic that everybody came for. We're about to get into the meat and potatoes of what we came for. And that is what about your friends, and then also family. They ain't never excluded. They ain't never excluded.
Amen.
So let's get into it. So
Let's
roll
get
this
it
out.
started in here. Let's get it started. Y'all don't know about that.
Oh, okay. So let's get into it. So let me get my 5 cent, 10 cent. Okay.
Okay.
What about your friends?
Yes.
There's a lot of things about friends and family through the years that have kind of really disturbed me. Let's just start there. So we're gonna play an intro game first. You know, I always bring the games and bring the fun, right?
Okay.
So
Yes.
I need for every time I list a type of friend, identify whether or not you're that friend, and you can raise your hand and then put it back down, of course, because I'm gonna go to the next title of a friend. Okay.
So if we're that friend, right?
Yes, if you've been that friend or that friend, if you don't identify, it don't apply. So don't put your hand up.
Okay.
Okay. So let me make sure y'all hands are working, and let me see you put it up and put them down. All right, let's go. All right. So have you ever been a best friend? Have you ever been a historical friend? Have you ever been a long life friend? Have you been the mentor friend? Have you ever been the adventurous friend? Have you ever been a lying friend?
Lying?
Lying. Like you won't lie. Have you ever been the loud friend?
I mean,
Miss
it
Green
depends on
Eyes.
the function.
Have you ever been the lazy friend?
I mean, it depends on the function.
Have you ever
Good
been
answer. Good answer.
Have you ever been the childhood friend?
The what friend?
Childhood.
Yeah, I've had some.
How about the work friend? How about the friends with benefits? I'm being honest.
I'm just saying.
Not quite.
Sometimes they happen.
Yes.
Maybe to the other person I was, but just being honest. We've all been there, right?
Yes, we have. Have you ever been the frenemy?
I mean, sometimes they love to hate you. I'm just saying.
They love to hate you.
Okay, I'm gonna answer that. I'm gonna answer that the same. Maybe for the other person I was.
Right.
So that's what I had. That's the intro. What about your friends? Is there's so many different variations of friends. Some people would love to say that acquaintances is considered a friend, but I code that and file
No.
that different, right? I file that as a different like part. They're definitely not a friend. But yeah. Oh, I was playing along. He was putting his hands up.
Who
Okay,
is that?
okay,
Okay.
okay.
Who's that putting their hands up?
Ah,
Our
Oh,
number one,
okay.
like our number one fam. He's a family member.
Yeah, but if we're talking about the same person, is he not on Facebook anymore?
Yes, he is.
I
That,
don't see his
that
profile.
I think.
I don't know. I are you still on Facebook? Answer that question in there while we keep talking.
I mean, I think I'm thinking about the right person.
Yeah. Let's see. So let's get started. Let's Rim, come in the room and tell us what you got to say about what about your friends?
Oh gosh, that's too broad. Let's narrow that question down.
Right, right.
Go ahead.
Do you feel like
I don't know like that.
What about your
Okay,
friends? What
okay,
about
Miss
them?
Green Eyes, you start. Yeah, you put the intro, and then I'll go.
so she did me like that. Okay. So I don't know, like growing up now, being older, I feel like I don't have very many friends
Yeah.
because I learned that all of my friends didn't have the same intentions that I had. I was more of the giver friend, more of the helper friend. Like, let's be real. I was just talking about this with Marilyn the other day. I just lost my dad, and I still don't have still some friends that reach out to me, but yet now I know a lot of people that have lost their dads recently or their dads aren't doing very well. And I know all too well how that feels, but I feel like why do I want to be the person being there for them because I'm that kind of friend, but they're not. So it's different. It's different being
Yeah.
older. It kind of sucks because it's like a relationship. You feel like you can't get the time back that you wasted
Mm-hmm.
on being a good friend to some people that didn't deserve you to be their friend. And you learn that in the long run. But I'm
Sure
kind
do.
of happy. I'm kind of happy rolling
I'm,
a little solo dolo.
I feel you. I'm gonna say that you learn as you get older that you really only have a few friends, like real friends, that no matter what, they're your friends, right? And a lot of those friends, like honestly and truth be told, are not your newest friends. They're
Mm-mm.
your old friends. They're your childhood friends, your neighborhood friends, your college friends. Like those are the ones that if they've been around 10, 15, 20, 30 years, they're pretty much going to stick. And they know you well enough. They kind of know your weirdness, your not so weirdness. Like they know you well enough that they're not going to do anything to jeopardize that long-term friendship. Now, there are a few exceptions to the rule, don't get me wrong, but overall in general, that's what I noticed is that most of your friends, like the ones you can actually call your friends, like I can say I can trust you with my life. Those are your friends. If you can't say I can trust this matter of fact, let's even go there. I can trust this person around my spouse. I can trust this person with my life. I can like those are your friends.
Right. You wouldn't have to worry about that
You
person
don't
at
have to worry
all.
about that. Yes.
Right.
Yes. I have categories. I know it sounds crazy, but as you get older, you realize there are categories to friendships, right? I have friends, my real friends, which is very small. And then I have my friends, acquaintances or associates. That's like you're a step down from a true friend. You might know where I live, but you don't know my secrets, right? Your real friends know your secrets. Your friends, associates, or whatever, they probably just know where you live, right? So they at least got that benefit of knowing that. And then there are your associates. Those are just probably people in general. You might see them if you go out at a function in general, like in a general setting, and y'all are cool, y'all are good, or whatever. You might even have a conversation with them here and there, whatever. But they don't know where you live.
It might not even have your phone number. They just
Yeah,
see
I
you when
mean,
they see
yeah, they may or may not. Maybe they just got your Facebook. I don't know,
you. Right.
but they don't know. They don't know enough about you, like where you live, right? Because only my real friends are gonna know where I live. Like, I'm sorry. Like you got to be in at least friends associates before you know where I live.
Right.
And then there's just associates and colleagues. Those are just people you work with, people you see. Hey, how you doing? Whatever, whatever. You know, you might have a conversation about your kids, or some general type strike up conversations, but that's pretty much like the gist of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I have like four
And
categories
as
of
you just
friendship.
broke that down, we all have those category of
Yes.
friends, and we probably just
Yes.
say it differently.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So let you brought up the word, like the keyword spouse, right?
Yep.
So let me talk about this, because I would love to think that I have decent, set of friends. And like you said, a lot of my friends are old school friends that have been with me decades.
Yes.
There's also acquaintances, and then there's also colleagues, absolutely. And it's certain levels. It's definitely
Yep.
and they get certain levels of me.
Yes.
However, they still know that tie is tie, and the bottom line of it all. But they get definitely certain. Like, it's just like a game, right? So it's like levels, and like you have to break into like, and it's very hard for a colleague to kind of go into the friend, like the good girlfriend type zone, But anywho, so you brought up the word spouse. So let's talk about this scenario, because I have girlfriends that are, and they're girlfriends that are, I call them women of a particular age. Now, we are approaching our mid 40s. And 40s. So I have girlfriends that are in their 50s, a few girlfriends that are in their 50s. And I really admire their wisdom. They're called my wisdom clique. They have like the wisdom. They lived a little longer. They know a little bit more. They've experienced a little bit more life. They can kind of teach you some things in life, right? So when I got my separation, when I left my ex-husband, I departed from him, and these girlfriends knew about this. They were like super shocked, super like, go ahead, girl. Until about 30 days after I was gone, and I became this like happy self, and they disappeared. I have not talked to them, and it's two. I have not talked to them, heard from them, dog, you good, dog, whatever, nothing. Since
Let me
about
stop you
30
right there.
days.
I'm gonna stop you right there. They were friends associates, so
Yeah.
they could have made the friend zone, but they showed you who they were. But go ahead.
So yeah, that's my point I'm making. So the common denominator, because I kind of like definitely juggled like what happened there, like what's going on there. So the bottom line is I found the common denominator. When I was with my ex and I was unhappy, they loved me at that point. Why? Because both, and again, these are two separate women. They don't know each other, two different states. They nothing. But
Yeah.
they also are unhappily married women.
Yeah.
So a lot of times people like you where they can relate to you.
You were
Right.
trauma bonded.
Yes.
Right.
So then they feel like when I move forward and I get my happy, because at some point, for whatever reason, and we all have our reasons, they didn't move forward with their situation because they're still, both of them are still married and very much unhappy still and complacent still. They just, of course, sometimes people don't want to face or see the happy,
Yeah.
what they can be or what they're not,
Mm-hmm.
or what they've deprived themselves of. So sometimes it's easier to like let that go. Now, I do know men are a little different. Men typically don't kind of get into none of that. Like, hey, you separated from her, we still cool, whatever. However, I've noticed some men that are just like, they worse than women. They worse than a woman.
Yeah.
They will definitely like, dude, you don't got nothing to do with me and my husband. And why are you so worried about it? Because again, I know men that are unhappily married, that as long as you are right where they are,
Yeah. I think both
it's easier to stick with bitter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. And it's funny that you make that point, because it's easier for people to like they'll do anger, they'll do bitter. Like our default is such negative as humans. I always wonder why that is, why it's so much of a default, like why so much of our brain consumes negative, and why it's more of a exercise to be positive, right? So we're
I
always
think it's
defaulting to that negative.
I think it's naturally that like it's negative really brings out a bit of adrenaline. So it
Mhm.
definitely gives you a rush because
Hmm.
a lot of people are like, it's
Yeah,
kind of that so it's a chemical that allows us to kind of crave it. Like what? Like it just it gives us it's negative, but it gives us this like we want to know, we want to hear.
it's funny you
Um
say that because that's really important and really interesting that you said that, because then we wonder why we get brain chemical imbalances, right?
yes,
Because it's true if you think about
yes,
it, because if you have that much adrenaline and anger and all those negative connotations and vibrations going all the time, you're gonna have an imbalance somewhere.
Right.
yes.
You're not gonna be balanced. So then people are dealing with anxiety, depression, anger issues, all this stuff, and you're like,
Because they're taking that in.
yeah, because that is what you are taking constantly. So what do you
Yes.
expect that you're gonna have eventually? So that's
It,
like a really good point to really point out to people, like watch your emotions, watch what you're putting out and the things that you're constantly indulging in.
Mhm.
absolutely. Absolutely. And like I said, I didn't know, like I had those two friends again, they were my wisdom girls. And it was just like really kind of like, wow, like yeah, they disappeared.
Yeah,
They got low quick.
yeah.
They got low real quick. And again, and like I said, I'm starting to notice men um
Some
are
men have it too.
yeah, some
Yeah.
men are just worse than women. It's like, dude, most men are like, I don't care who you with. As long as you're
Hmm.
solid, like I don't have nothing to do with that. Like it's nothing like a true and I hate to kind of put gender roles on stuff, but
No,
again,
male friend.
certain
Hmm.
men are not attached to the emotional part of it.
Yeah.
Like, like
They see,
even if
because they
your
deal more with the logical side of their brain.
absolutely
Women are more on
and
their
they're not as
emotional side.
judgmental
Yeah.
even
Right.
because they want the same type of grace. They know what it's like. They know the judgment, they know the weight of that. So it's
Yeah.
really mind blowing that a man could also gather these assumptions and have someone, influence them to not talk to. It's just it's
I
insane. So
see it
yeah,
every day.
yeah.
Yeah.
So with what about your friends? I say that to say like I've learned quite a bit, with getting my happy and being at peace, having peace and a lot of times people don't like that glow.
It's true. But how
It's
about
true.
this? Let's talk about I like peace, right? How your real friends bring you peace in storms. That's another way that you know these are your real friends, because some of your friends, like you mentioned, Marilyn, want to see that constant, you're upset, you're unhappy, you're angry, all
Yep.
those negative emotions, and that's what attaches them to you. But like, what about the friends that bring you peace? you
Mm-hmm.
know those are the ones saying, when they see the storm or something's going on, they say, hey, let's make this better. Hey, let me buy you some ice cream. Hey, let's, whatever that is, to peace that storm. So to me, those are your real friends, not the ones
Mhm.
that's just gonna hype you up to be more angry and hype
Mhm.
you up to be more negative. Like, that's not,
Mhm.
those aren't your real friends.
And,
Because you
and
said
and
the
and
key word earlier, negative is interesting.
It
yes, it
is.
is.
So you get so honed in on, oh, she said this about you. You need to type that. You need to say this. You need to say that. Like, no.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
It's so easy to find fault. It really is. It's so, like I said, the human default, the mind is negative.
Yes.
Right.
That's
Also,
why
let's
they.
talk.
Hmm.
When you said a friend brings you peace, a true friend, and
Yeah.
that's correct.
That
However,
is correct.
what if you are always bringing the peace, and the other friend
Then
is
you
just the
then
one
then
that's
you
always
definitely then you definitely need to question that friendship. If they're the ones bringing you whatever, whatever, and you're always the peacemaker, always the one trying to bring joy and all those good things, then you definitely need to question that friendship, because
yeah,
that friendship is gonna literally drain you. Eventually,
Right.
you're gonna
yeah.
get drained.
You
So
Right.
constantly
yeah,
have to pacify the baby,
correct.
and so like again, you're watering so much this
Hmm.
person
Like,
because
what are you watering, right?
water,
Mhm.
yes, and then you don't get it back. Like this
Well,
Right.
person
whatever
came
whatever
in.
you water, you're gonna get back. So
Well,
that could
as
go
far
either
as
way.
absolutely, but as far as that person, some like you said,
Yes.
some people drain you, and that's
Right.
Yeah.
not a reciprocated friendship. It's just
Yeah.
not.
Right.
And nothing is ever 50-50. Like, it's just not.
That's true.
However, like you said, what you water will definitely come back. It doesn't have to come from, the left. It'll
That's
totally
Mhm.
true.
come from the right. So, but as far as with that one person, that one friend, it'll definitely drain you. And,
Yeah.
it becomes very much either like, contractual, or
Yeah.
like you just,
And you know what? Oh, that's a good word. Girl, you really bringing out these great words tonight. When you hit the keywords, I'm pulling them out.
Like
Contractual, right?
yes.
Those friendships, again, they're sometimes on the borderline of associate friend
Yep.
or even associate or
Colleagues.
whatever, but they're contractual, meaning that if something ends, whether if it's
Yep.
good or bad, if something doesn't go right their way,
There.
then the contract is over.
Yep.
They don't look at it and say, okay, well, let's reread this contract and let's see how we can make some adjustments or
Yep.
do some things differently. Or maybe you really didn't mean that, or maybe I really didn't mean that. And then they readjust themselves, right?
Yep.
That is longevity in a friendship.
Yes.
They're like, hold on, wait, I know the contract said this, but we didn't do it quite that way, or maybe I didn't do it quite that way. And they just make some adjustments to the contract because they care about you enough
Yes.
that they don't
mhm.
want to lose the friendship. I
I
feel like when someone values you for real, they'll do whatever it takes to not lose the friendship.
They
agree.
will. They will. And I have a friendship like that in my life right now that I was this years old when I realized I had that kind of friendship because of the stuff I've been through. Like this person, if I'm around this person, I can grasp their energy when I feel down. Like it's like a connection. It's like that's the Energizer bunny and I just got recharged. Like, thank you.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's
I have a question. What happens when friendships have run-ins? Let's talk about that. When something that, since we're on contractual and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes things don't go as planned, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about what happens when things don't go as planned in regards to friendships, associates, or whatever. How do you determine if it's a real friendship when it doesn't look good at the moment?
Well, I mean, relationships, period.
right.
And, friendships, relationships, marriages, all of that. Like,
Yep.
I think a lot of, like, I think us being all human and having our own mind, like, that's what draws us together anyway, right? Like, like your friends have, like, maybe about 70% the way, the mindset, the maturity that you have, because that's what made them close enough to be a friend. But then it's like that 30-40% that keeps them interested and keeps them like just a benefit of like knowledge, or like, you can kind of live through them and, vicariously live through them or whatever. So I think, often as individuals, and having our own, opinions and things like that and way of life, we will come to a point where we bump heads, or we don't quite see eye to eye. So it's very much like, let's agree to disagree. And true friendship should stem from love and understanding, and definitely grace. And if in
Right.
fact
Hold on,
it's
wait, another keyword. Let's pull it out.
I can't.
Grace. If
Yes.
your friendship does or your friend does not show you grace, that's not a friend.
It's not.
It's not a
It's
friend.
not. It's not a friend.
Because even
Understanding
God shows us grace and mercy every day that we wake up.
every day,
Every single day, that is nothing but grace and mercy that has
all
us
the
all
way.
here, all here. So if your friend doesn't show you some grace, that is not a
And I
friend.
agree. And I
I
think,
agree.
that, like I said, that grace stems from love. So like, if
Absolutely.
you are a friend, like a lot of my friends become, and y'all know, become a part of my family.
Correct.
Mhm.
They're a part of family. Like, it's
Mhm.
just like the graduation. It's like, oh, well, I don't even consider that
Yes.
a position of friend. And with that said, it's just like, yeah, if we have a disagreement or a misunderstanding, again, this is why we create the Culture Club. It's to return back to conversation, and to let's talk about it. Let's see what's what. And then again, if we just still don't agree, let's agree to disagree, because we friends. I love you, and we just won't talk about this to a point of it making you upset anymore. It's the grace, it's the love. and it's the understanding. And if you don't have
And
that
that
as a
that can
foundation,
that can definitely show you who your friends are.
absolutely,
Have a disagreement, or have
yeah,
something that doesn't work
Mhm.
out the way that it was
yes,
supposed to work out. You will
yes,
find out very quickly
yep,
if that person loves you or not,
yes,
or
Right.
maybe it was contractual and you didn't know. Now you know, right?
yes,
It
Right.
could,
beneficial,
because people
contractual,
will use
yes,
you for different things. They can just use you for your energy.
Mhm.
yes,
They can use you for your knowledge. They
yes,
can
Mhm.
use you for who they think you can connect them to. They
Mhm.
can
absolutely,
use you for a whole bunch of different reasons, and then have something not go their way.
absolutely.
You will
people
find
are
out
people are
quickly.
very people are very funny. It's like, when you find yourself having to tiptoe or walk on eggshells when it comes to a friend, on basic shit.
Yes.
Like basic, like we're not even talking like who you voted for. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that stirs people up today in this day and time.
Oh
That
my
stirs people up,
gosh.
find their mother ugly or something. But it's just like when you can't, like, you walking on eggshells because there's certain topics that friends feel like it's your fault. Or
Yes.
it's
Right.
like, excuse me,
I'm gonna tell you a
I
story
can
on
lead
it.
you to the
You're doing
water.
so good tonight, Marilyn Monroe. I'm gonna tell you a
Thank
story.
you.
I had one friend that that was what I call my associate friend. She could have made it to a friendship level, but she was still in that
Trial.
arena,
Yes.
right?
Hmm.
And then she made an assumption. It's funny that you would bring up who you voted for, who you believe. You made an assumption, and after you made that assumption, you were half right and half wrong. But
Hmm.
at that point, I was like, okay, this is not someone I want in my circle
Yeah.
because first of all, you assumed. You
Mm.
jumped on Facebook and made a post, which I knew was directed to me. Because, see, again, like you and I have talked about, we're intuitive, so we can read through stuff really quick. People
Real
think
fast.
people think they're putting stuff out there, but we can read through it.
Real
And
fast.
once she did that, I knew. I was like, oh wow, time to let her go. She's back to all the way down the totem
Yep.
pole to I see you when I see you.
She back to
Because I'm
start.
like, that's not a friend. Yeah, I'm like, I'm glad you showed your face though. Because
Yeah.
now I know, and you were on your way up. Now you all the way down. Yeah, I'll see you
Yeah.
later. I'll see
Right.
you when I see you.
Yeah.
Right. You almost got the Addy, shorty. You
Yeah,
almost.
you
Uh,
almost got added.
no.
You almost got it, but no, she did again. She did that to yourself. And recently, I have another associate friend. Not the same scenario, but a not eye to eye disagreeing. You could misinterpret it the wrong way. The whole
Yeah.
situation, pointing fingers type of situation. You were in front of associates. Now you all the way back down the totem pole
Yep.
because you're for assuming certain things about me. And if that's the case, that you would think I intentionally would hurt a friend, that's not even in my definition of
I
friendship.
think sometimes people need a reason.
Yes.
Like, I think sometimes they
They just
need
want
a,
to be negative.
yeah.
They just want to dwell and post negative all day long. And
Yeah.
it's like their thing. It's like
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They want to be mad all the time,
Sometimes
talk
all the
about people all
time.
the time. Like, I don't
And
want
then
to
bring
talk
other
about
people
people.
in it and just be mad with me because I'm mad. I'm like,
what do you think about a person that's a friend? Okay, this is a scenario. Okay, so there is a couple. They're dating, and the couple has mutual friends, right? Like shared friends, friends that they met as a couple, and the couple breaks up. So the man, and I'm just making this up, so you tell me what, the man takes liberty, and this is very odd because men don't do all that, but whatever. The man takes liberty to go and tell the opposite couple, don't talk to her no more. She did this, she cheated on me, she did me wrong, da 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 da.
mm-hmm.
And both of the opposite couple is on board with going against this woman.
I think that everybody should have their own mind. And especially a man, like everybody should have their own mind. And I
That's
think that it's very, unless somebody has really done something dirty, I
with
think
this
it's very,
receipt.
yeah, I think it's very immature and emotionally
Mm,
immature to
very.
invite other people to your negative circle.
Campaign.
Your pity
Hmm.
party.
Yeah,
Like,
that's just emotionally immature. Now,
It
again, if
is.
they've done something really wrong to you, that's different, right?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
okay, I need to warn you because this is what this person has done to me, right? That's
Hmm.
different. But if it's just oh, just come to my negative anger session because I don't mess with this person anymore, then no, I mean that's not a person I would want in my circle for sure.
Right.
No, because as soon as you do something to them, they'll do it to you.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it's like, so many people like fail to like miss that part. They miss
Yeah.
they listen and get my thing is, okay, so have you ever had a family member not like a person? And I put family in a high regard. So this is why I'm even like jumping from, friend to family member. Have you ever had a family member that someone did not like, that didn't like, actually that one of your friends did not like your family member and you remained friends with them?
One of your friends didn't like your family member. It depends on who the family member is.
And that is so true.
I mean
That is so
that's
true,
my
because
answer.
I
If
might
it's
feel the
somebody
same
that I'm
way
not
about my
close
family
with, like
member.
I don't care. But if it's someone I'm close with, I'm gonna like be like, wait a minute,
Right.
hold on.
Honestly, I just, again, like if it's something like stupid petty, and like, again, if you dated a family member and it was just like it didn't work out, and because again, Ram, we collect exes. Our family collect, like, you date you. Why does anybody want to be a part of our family?
I don't know.
You can't get rid of them.
I know, it's true.
So I just feel
We
like
collect exes.
I do not have people come on board with me not liking someone or banning them unless you shot at me, you said, like, you had to do some real. It can't be
Yeah.
you broke up with me, you cheated on me, because that
Right.
to me, that's not enough, because they ain't my business, because I'm a friend, I ain't dating you, and I ain't
Right.
sleeping with you, so we not gonna be in the same arena, but I don't mean no harm. Like, I would be cool. Like, of course, I would keep my distance out of respect, in the sense of, however,
Yeah.
if
Right.
it's not the same type of relationship, like if I'm not sleeping with them or I don't plan to date them, which I don't, yeah, we cool. What's up?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's okay to stay cordial. Like, yeah. That don't mean you're their best friend, y'all hanging out, but why do people feel like you got to create enemies? Like, I want you to not like this person or be the enemy of this person. Like, it's so immature.
It's very
Right.
So immature.
Very.
It
Because you
doesn't
can figure out,
Are we in elementary or middle school?
right?
Yeah.
You can figure out your own reasons not to like people. Like when you was talking about when families go along with the person you used to be with, like now they don't like you because that person doesn't like you. Just because we
That's
broke
immature.
up and he doesn't like me doesn't mean we gotta stop talking. I've
Yeah.
been with this person for like 15 years, so I've
Right.
known
Yeah.
you just as long. Like
Yeah.
Right.
I tell in
It's
real
very
life.
immature.
Yeah,
It
like
definitely
I
shows the
tell
part.
my kid's father right now, I tell his mom, I love your son as the father of my children, but I can't stand him. But that doesn't mean that I would ever treat you guys differently. Like
Right.
no matter how we end up, that's my family. Like I gained an extra
And
family.
I think that's just how you were raised, and when you're raised with respect, and that you just kind of like respect relationships, you respect family, you respect those connections. It's just a little different. And then I'm gonna be biased again with us. When you have good relationships with your dads, I think that changes the whole trajectory of everything.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
what I've noticed is that we're way more sound than a lot of us. I'm talking about the female species right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're way
absolutely.
more sound than the average female species, because the average female species just works completely, or not completely, but mainly on emotion.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
instead of them also being able, and again, that comes from our dads and having our dads now, instead of us being able to balance that logical and emotional sides of our brains, where a lot of females aren't able to do that. So they will say, well, hate that person. Because, I mean, imagine your dad saying, I mean, honestly, I don't want you to like this person because I don't like him. Like,
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't even raise that.
Right.
like,
Right.
But I will say this, and I'm sorry, ladies, because we're at the 60-minute point, and I am on, and this is so bad, I'm on 1%.
Okay. Okay.
this was just getting good.
I know.
Hold on, remember when we used to play Barbies and we like, we just getting to the good part.
Right.
And here comes one of our
it
parents.
was, yes, when the parents would come and pick us up or whatever,
Yeah.
it's time to go, it would be getting at the good part. We play Barbies all day long for like 12
Yes.
hours.
As soon as we get to the good part, somebody gotta go.
Somebody gotta go.
All
But
right.
everyone, culture, this was definitely a conversation about what about your friends. This was just
Yes, it
different
can be a to be
concepts.
continued.
Yes.
It's to be continued when I have more juice. I love you, ladies. I love you, culture.
Love you
Till
Love you
guys.
next
too.
time. We are approaching 1 year that the Culture Club has been birthed, and that is August the 31st. So keep tuned in. We're gonna keep this thing rolling. Tune in to Turn My Mic Up. That'll be coming to Apple and iHeartRadio and Spotify and some other stuff. But yeah. See y'all later.
Peace out.
Peace out.